Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Blue Chelsea TV. Chelsea are expected to operate under tight financial this summer, having spent more than €1 billion on players since the arrival of Todd Boehly in 2022. The Blues are likely to need to sell before they can make any significant purchases, although they have already signed Tosin Adarabioyo on a free transfer and brokered a €47 million deal for Brazilian teenager Estevao for next summer. Chelsea's priorities will likely be to cash in on more academy graduates due to the profit they represent on the books, although certain players will also be angling for an exit from Stamford Bridge. Take a moment to like the video if you are enjoying the content. Subscribe to the channel if you are bumping here for the very first time. Let's take a look at 5 Chelsea players that desperately need to leave the club this summer. Romelu Lukaku. One of Chelsea's biggest problems in recent years has been the albatross of Romelu Lukaku, with the once-record signing proving to have no future at Stamford Bridge. The 31-year-old has spent the last 2 seasons out on loan in Italy, and a permanent exit is the best solution for all parties, with sides in Saudi Arabia the most likely teams to be able to afford Chelsea's asking price of more than €30 million. Malang Sarr. You would be forgiven for having forgotten Malang Sarr even still being a Chelsea player, with the French defender having spent the entirety of last season at the club despite not being registered or training with the first-team squad. Chelsea had signed Sarr on a 5-year deal as a free transfer in 2020 in the hopes of selling him for profit, but a host of unsuccessful loans and limited game time has left the 25-year-old as a write-off for the remaining 12 months of his deal. Kepa Arrizabalaga. Goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga has had a turbulent time since joining Chelsea for €80 million in 2018, but the 29-year-old is finally entering the last 12 months of his contract after spending last season on loan at Real Madrid. The future is unclear for Arrizabalaga, with Real having yet to make a decision on whether to sign him permanently as a backup, but the Spaniard will likely have a number of options to leave Chelsea this summer. Armando Broja. The patience appears to have finally run out for Armando Broja, whose status as an academy graduate makes him a likely candidate to be sold this summer, having failed to convince Chelsea of his credentials as a first-team striker. The 22-year-old has been linked with a move to Milan after a disappointing loan spell at Fulham last season, with injuries hampering his development and his poor goal return doing nothing to save his career at Chelsea. David Datro Fofana. David Datro Fofana has only been a Chelsea player for 18 months, but it is clear that he is not a player the club are expecting to rely on, having pursued a handful of other forwards during his time in London. The 21-year-old impressed at Burnley in the second half of last season, scoring 4 times in 15 games, which may convince Chelsea to loan him out once more instead of trying to cash in on a player they paid €12 million for in 2023. That's all. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you later with another content, but until then, bye bye.